Welcome to No Strings Attached Ministry. Well, today was interesting. Went by, had to drive it was about 200-mile round trip, but I had to go out of town to help a friend of mine that had an abandoned property. One of his rentals had walked out on him, and we had to go in there and change the locks. Cleaned the place out, which was a total disaster. It took a 30-yard dumpster basically just to unload this mobile home. Cleaned up outside. It took us pretty much all day long, which was ridiculous. Flea bitten, you know how it is. But anyway, got paid from that. Went down to the bank, cashed a check right there. Then went over to Walmart. I said, well, you got a couple. I'm one of those guys, that, it takes, yesterday and today is our shopping day, basically, for Christmas. I know, but I've done it all my life. I mean, the last 2 days, I think, is all for dads or all for guys. That's when they do their shopping. So, it's, pretty hilarious, actually. I mean, the mall and the stores are plumb full of dads. I mean, at least here in Florida they are. But anyway, yeah, so I drove by Walmart to see what I can, look up and possibly. I got 2 adult kids and a wife, and plus my little puppy dog. Actually, I have to show you, I'll do a video on my puppy dog. I've never introduced you to my puppy dog, so. She's a cute little thing. Her name is Rainy. But anyway, went into Walmart and I always park back because that's where the guy stuff is at, usually at the tire area, and they call it the TLE. That's where all the sporting goods and things like that are at, and the electronics and all that. So I usually park back there. I pulled back in there, and there was this little minivan sitting right there off to the side, along the edge of the property, that had a flat tire, and there was 2 young girls. Oh, I bet they were maybe 22, 23 years old, if that. They were pretty young. Both of them had a real youngster on their hip. They just seemed sort of lost. I said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "They taking good care of you?" Says, "Well, no, we're sort of in a." I noticed that they were from Colorado. It was the license plate on their tag. But I said, well, what's going on? It says, well, they want too much money for a tire, and we don't, I don't have that much money. We're having a hard time. I said, well, are you here with somebody? You visiting? What's going on? I said, no, we just travel around in our van. So they're ones that, basically live in their van. And so I said, well, come on, I'll buy you a tire. So we went in there and got him a tire, and I had to sort of pull it over. It wasn't too far. It's probably just across the parking lot. But I got in, I pulled it over and just drove it on the bad tire, and pulled it up to the thing for them so they change it out. And when I did that, the oil light wouldn't go off. After you start a car, the oil light didn't go off. It says, how long has this light been on? Oh, it come on about 100 miles ago. I get out and I check the oil. And believe it or not, there wasn't one drop of oil in that car. Not one. So, while I was in there, I said, well, just go on and give her an oil change too. Change the thing out and put some oil in this car. So, they did a full oil change on it for him. So at least I can do is, save the car from blowing up on them, but that is just, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I'm too good-hearted, or I don't know, maybe it's hard because I have such a passion for people. But wish them well. Sherry and Kayla, or Kaylee, I think her name was. Those are 2 girls' names. So keep them in your prayers. Hopefully they find their way. They said they just commute to Florida, try to get some warm weather, and that's quite often down here. Believe it or not, you'd be surprised how many people that you find sitting in the parking lot down here and stuff, in the cities. I mean, you can get free showers pretty much anywhere. Every beach has got a shower, one of the shower stalls things. So, it's pretty easy to boondock down here if you really know how to do it. I mean, and there's gyms everywhere, and they got pilots and, all those places. So it's easy to find showers and things that they go through. But, yeah, we sat and we chatted the time what they were doing, and, it was really nice to meet them. They were like, man, you're the first guy that's ever been kind to us in our whole life. I'm like, what? And she said, yeah, without wanting something for it, I said, well, that's just the way society is these days. I said, it's sad, but that's the way it is. I said, why have you had problems? I said, yeah, we're both, single mothers. And I said, one of them, Sherry said she was the one, she had been raped by her father apparently pretty much her whole life. And she left when she was like 17. And then the other girl was beaten and abused and stuff by her husband, her new husband, and that marriage didn't last 6 months. So it's actually a shame how these little girls, put themselves in such a bind. And the biggest thing is, I think it's just they're so desperate, They're so desperate for love, and they're so desperate for, just someone to take care of them and, give them some kind of security in life. And I know I'm seeing an awful lot of that within the younger generation, that they don't even know how to date, for God's sake. I mean, they're so, I guess, twisted with all the electronics and all the computers and the smartphones and everything else. I mean, it's like they don't even talk to each other. You don't even ever see kids together anymore. Even in coffee shops and places like that, it's very, very rare that you actually see them together. And then when you do see them, one's on one phone and one's on the other phone, and they don't talk to each other anyway. Well, actually, that's actually an epidemic for everybody these days. I don't care how old you are. I'll tell you what to do, to go out and see what I see. The next time you go to a restaurant, just observe. Put your phone down and just observe the people. And you'll notice just how quiet it really is in those restaurants. I'm talking, the kids are going off the wall, they're bouncing off chairs, they're running up and down the aisles, they're giving the waitresses a hard time, and the parents just don't even realize what they're doing or even where they're at. They don't care. I mean, they don't even speak to each other. The only time that I've ever heard any of them speak was when they were placing their order, and maybe confirm something with each other, if that, but they don't even confirm. How does people have relationships with people? How do you hold on to relationships that you already have? I don't know. That's one of my other problems that I have, is I'm an overanalyst. When I see a problem, I think it out and I keep working on it, I mean, I'll drive myself literally insane until I come up with a solution, or multiple solutions. That's just, I guess, a gift that I have. One of my buddies called me, I was the fixer. And that's what I do, is I fix things for people. Well, I am a jack of all trades and handyman. I'm a certified in 5 different trades. So, I am sort of a fixer, but, that's how I made my living my whole life. And I'm an outgoing person because I've always dealt with customers. I've probably seen anywhere from 10 to 20 different customers every single day of my life. I mean, since I was 14 years old, and I'm 57 now, so imagine just how many of those were. And then when I'm out and about, I'm always approaching people and talking to people, and wherever I go, I make a new friend. It's just the way it is. That's just who I am. But I mean, I guess that's why I really love this ministry, you know, that I have. It's just amazing. But you know, I can get deep with people for some reason. They just open up to me, and basically they'll tell me their entire life story in a half hour. And when I find somebody and talk to, I mean, the thing is, I guess they talk to me because of one thing. I don't give them just a one question or a one word answer. I'll sit and literally talk to them. And when I talk to someone and get to know someone, I want to truly get to know them. I want to be a part of, you know, of their experience. I want to know all about them. And by doing so, I mean, you know, I'm honest with them and they can feel honest with me. And they'll sit and they'll chat and talk to me. I mean, I've got tons of people online that I do the same thing with. I mean, it's just the way I am, I guess. But anyway, it's Merry Christmas. Hey, I've got $64 left. So my goal is I gotta have to take a gas. I need to go put some gas in my van, so I'm not stranded all through the holidays. And I gotta come up with, probably go back into Walmart or something, and I don't know, maybe I can buy him a CD or something, find some of those ones that are on sale or something for like $5. Maybe I might be able to buy him one of those, give him something anyway. But my kids and my wife are pretty much used to that. I've done that quite a few times over my life because they know how I am. But anyway, I just figured I would ask you to sort of say a prayer for these two girls and wish them well, and maybe life will look up a little bit better. They didn't have no heat and it was cold, and the babies, I give them my my Mr. Buddy heater. I don't hardly ever use that anymore, so I give that to them and give them my propane tank and the hose that went with it. And that actually opened up quite a bit of room, so you know, I can get rid of that. I don't, like I said, I don't use, I've got the electric heater on my air conditioner, and I run my air conditioner off my batteries or my generator. So, and my air conditioner will heat the van up even in 0 degrees of weather, so it's pretty nice. And I was just going to take the other stuff off anyway, just never had a chance. But anyway, yeah, I figured I would just help them out a little bit, and I give them a few other things, you know, here and there. I give them one of my blankets that I had on here, and make sure they had that. And I give them a little small little pump tent that I usually keep in the back behind my chair, and gave it to them. That way, if they're out camping somewhere, they could just set one of them up and claim that they're camping. But I showed them how to do that. Talk to them, give them a lot of the old man advice, you could say, you know, of the van dwelling, you know, the ways, because I've been through it. You believe me, I've seen just about everything. I've just about experienced everything. But anyway, hey, happy holidays, guys. I love all of you. Hope you all have a great Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. And always remember, it's not about the stuff. It's not about the gifts. The biggest gift that we worry about is the gift of Jesus Christ, and this is celebrating His birthday. So keep that in your heart, keep it true, keep it dear, and God bless all of you. Have a great day.